Hey everybody, it's Sam with Easy Breezy Motors again, back with another piece of machinery to show you how to fix it. Alright, so today we got a Brute 3000 PSI with a Honda 190 on it that we acquired from a customer last year. They actually brought it in for repair and we found out the motor was actually shot on it. This is kind of a common problem when people leave these out. I'll actually show you what's going on with it before we pull the motor. It is a pretty easy job, so it should be a pretty short video. I'll bring you in and show you what's wrong. All right, so we do already have the valve cover off of this machine. And what the issue is, so right here is a timing belt, just like a timing belt in the car. But the gear that's on the cam, as you can kind of see there, it's all broken away. Now, a lot of times if water get in these engines and stuff like that and people try turning them over, well, that snaps that right off. Other thing is, if this motor's ever been overheated, again, it's another thing that breaks these right off. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the pump off of it, get it unbolted. We do have another motor we're going to throw on it and show you how to do it. All right, so we got this thing turned around. What we're gonna do first is get this pump off here. There's only 4 bolts that hold the pump on. And these you actually have to use a 90-degree Allen wrench on. A 1/4 inch Allen wrench. Usually once you do get them loose, they'll come, you just use your fingers to get them the rest of the way. It is a little more difficult sometimes to get your fingers in there in some of the spots, but not too bad. So we'll get this off. Usually doesn't take too long. Now, like I said, I do not know if this pump is any good. We were told by the customer it is good, but they just couldn't get the motor to start. And the biggest thing with pressure washers, if they sat outside or anything like that, they freeze in the wintertime. And that's what actually wrecks them. Because the water that's still in the pump freezes and cracks the housing. Well, that one came out there off there real nice. We'll set that to the side. Now, should be a 13 millimeter on this one here. There's also 4 bolts on the bottom here also. And this is a rubber mounted motor, so it kind of takes the vibration off of the machine itself, so it's not, you know, shaking around your driveway when you're trying to use it. Now these are studs, so there's nothing's turning underneath or anything like that, so. And the motor should just lift right off. And there we go. So now what we're gonna do is, because this cover's a lot nicer than the motor that we're putting on here, we're gonna take this cover off and put it on that motor. I'll come back when I get the other motor over here. All right, so we got the motors over here. So what we're gonna do now is pull the cover off this one here, take this one here, put it over here. Real simple, 3 bolts. this cover came out with the studs. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to take the studs out of this one, put them back in that motor. Real simple to do. Always start them by hand. All right, so now get this cover on here. There we go. Put the rewind on it. Again, start the nuts by hand. All right, so that motor's put back together now. What we'll do is we'll get this motor off the bench, get the pressure washer back up here, and get this motor installed. All right, so we're gonna get the motor, get that set back on there. Now this is something that most people can do right in their garage. It doesn't require any special tools, anything like that. So we're gonna get the nuts on the motor. All right, got all the nuts started. I'll just get them tightened down. This motor actually came off of a rototiller that we have. Somebody must put this motor on it, and they actually put the wrong motor on it, so it didn't have reverse. So there was no point in keeping this motor on it because it's not something that we will sell when it's not correct. So now what we'll do, we'll get the pump, get her set on there. All right, so we'll get this lined up. You always want to get it lined up first. Get her pushed on there. Get our bolts in. Now this motor is all the same size shaft as the other one. Nothing's different about it, besides the fact that it was taken off a rototiller. Turn this a little bit so you guys can see. Right now, just getting the bolts started. And that one doesn't seem like it wants to start. Always got one that decides to be a little bit of an issue. These bolts have never been used before, or the holes have never been used. So sometimes they are a little bit of an issue to get started because, like I said, they've never been used. All right, so we'll get these tightened down. not gonna make you guys watch and while I just tighten bolts. So what we'll do is I'll come back when we got this thing hooked up to water. Like I said, I do know the motor runs. So we'll get her hooked up to water and try her out. All right, so the best thing to do when you first hook up a pressure washer is to make sure you get all the air out of the line, because if there is air in the line, it will take life off of the pump. So it looks like we're doing pretty good there, so what we'll do is we'll set it down, we'll get her fired up. Seems like that motor's running real good. I don't know, I think we got another bad pump. There you have it, guys. We got the motor on. You know, it's running good, but that pump like I said, I didn't know if that pump was gonna be any good. We kind of found out together, and you know what? It is what it is. So we'll get another pump on it when we get another pump. I'm not gonna go buy a new one. If we get another machine with a bad motor or something like that, we'll throw the pump on it. We'll try it then. Otherwise, if we have something I need the motor for, we'll throw that motor on something else. All right, you guys. Please subscribe. Please hit the thumbs up button. If you liked the video, tell people about it. Like I said, we are a new channel and like to get out there as much as possible. And you know, as always, don't get in trouble, even though it's not always fun. All right, see you guys later.